Coming back to BVSP for me is actually coming back home because I've spent so many countless hours in these very studios, and it just feels like home to me. Like I just came inside and I was sitting at my favorite place near the cafeteria. It's just it's like I'm back in my space where I belong, where I can create. All those memories of just creating images for the fun of creating them, all of that comes back. I very vividly remember I've been a latecomer throughout my life, so I could never make it to college on time.
Still a latecomer.
Yeah. And we had a rule back then that if you were not in college at 10:30, you would pay a fine of 50 rupees. So I would try and get inside the college through ways that I'm not caught by. We didn't have cameras that time, so I had to find innovative ways to escape Rajan sir's eyes or Suryavansh's eyes and just get inside the college somehow. So yeah, every day I would make a new plan कि आज कैसे 50 रुपए बचाए जाएं. So mostly I would fail, but yeah, that was fun sneaking inside college.
When we used to have assignments, not in the beginning, towards when we started doing more studio stuff, during reviews, Bharat sir had this habit of, if he didn't like an image, he'd call it Puja Photo Studio or Lovely Photo Studio or something like that. So I think our aim after a certain point was it should be just good enough
for him to not say that.
For him to not say that we are some roadside photo studio that's done it.
One very interesting thing that just came to me while we were having this conversation is that life in BVSP, what was happening is you are working on your projects, on your assignments, and you're seeing others, your batchmates also do it. So sometimes the learning was not just happening through doing your own thing, getting feedback on your own thing. You were learning so much from what others were doing and how their images were getting reviewed, how they were cracking things that probably you couldn't. I sort of miss that in my life right now because I am watching other photographers work, my peers work from a distance. But here we were like together cracking shoots, trying to figure how to do what, running around for each other's shoots because we were friends, helping. That sense of community that I got introduced to first here, I kind of miss that because now learning is just what I'm doing through my work or looking at other people's work, but I'm not involved in that process. So I think learning became manifold here because of what other people were doing. And one more very interesting thing is our junior batch was much more proactive than us.
Oh Lord.
So when I saw them doing shoots, I was like, okay, this game is a little different and we need to we need to really pull up our socks because these guys were shooting in the studio like how?
They were on fire.
They would just shoot like how, and mostly we would be chilling around the library or I don't know what we were doing, but these guys would be at it. And then when I saw that, some of those guys became my inspiration, and I was like, yeah, they're doing some kick-ass work.
And some of them were doing like really kick-ass work today.
So in college, inspiration was happening from so many sources. That's kind of limited now.
Yeah. Do it.
It is the best decision.
It'll change your life.
That you will ever make, hands down.
It'll change your life. You won't just become a photographer. You'll be a better person. You'll have better work ethics. You'll have better life ethics. You'll learn so much. I think you walk in as a kid and you walk out as an adult.
Yeah, I think That's what I always tell people off camera also when people reach out to me and ask me, I'm considering to join BVSP, should I? And my answer is always a solid yes, because this is the place definitely.
Uh, that's a loaded question. It's been tough. It's been fun. It's been overwhelming. Uh, Ups and downs, where sometimes you know exactly what you're doing. Sometimes you're absolutely clueless, especially in the initial years. Uh, but like one thing we could always fall on was our knowledge of how to execute a shoot. Like if we didn't know it then, we'd figure it out based on what we've gotten. So uh, I think it's been great. I think I can speak for a lot of people. Like you see a lot of students who passed out of BVSP and they are active commercial photographers in the market today. So much so that I don't see that happening from a lot of other photography schools. I may be wrong, I don't know. But yeah, it's been a crazy journey, let's put it that way.
Yeah, coming out of college, the first thing that had struck me back then also was here life is very action packed. Every day things are happening, assignments to be given, reviews, and all sorts of things. Life is so fast paced in college that how 1 year, 1.5 year that we spent here just went in a blink. But life outside of college for a freelancer photographer can be very slow, and just getting used to that slowness takes a while. So I think that is the most stark difference for me in college and outside college, is that life just turns around and sometimes you're not equipped to handle it. But yeah, it's been a journey of learning. I would like to scream, shout, yell, because the pandemic happened. It just ruined our lives. Not ruined in the way, but then for us, it just shifted the market in the sense that we'd never seen it. It just it just made things upside down. So I hate it. Then, yeah, go on.
Yeah, if I was just talking to someone about this recently, till say this was because I was putting together. Why was I doing this? A year-wise work that we had done. So from 2016, I think, I was trying to put it together. So I was looking at the clients I shot for in 2016. I was looking at the clients we shot for in 2017, 18, 19, and then that's when I realized, like, I could see that there was a steep rise. Like it was rising, 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 and then looking at that, you think 2020 would have been our year. Where we would have sort of reached that. So in the industry, you have something called Pool A photographers, Pool B photographers. I think at that point, 2020 would be the year I would have probably hit Pool A and stayed there. Not that I haven't done Pool A for work, but we would have stayed there. But the pandemic hit, and I don't know, it's like people forgot our numbers or something.
Literally.
Yeah, we just stopped getting phone calls. Also, because of the pandemic, the clients' budgets changed. They started going with younger, lesser experienced photographers, which is fine. I'm not going to complain. But yeah, it's definitely changed. But now it's again changed. It's just very weird right now. Like I don't understand the market today. Like you'll get some clients that are just spending ridiculous amounts of
Money on a campaign, and some clients are just
and you have
not
like
able to
bigger
do it.
clients with higher turnovers, just don't want to spend any money. So I don't understand what's happening with the
Yeah, so we'll have to wait it out
and
to sort of
figure,
see
yeah.
what space is it, what space it's going to develop in. But right now it's a little confusing space as a commercial photographer out there. But pandemic was very bad.
Yeah, and it also caused us to pivot a little bit. Like, I'm not based here anymore.
Right.
Uh, you are also now more focusing on your fine art work.
Right.
So it's caused us to slightly change our